Monday, January 14, 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 6:30 p.m. news on BNews 1. These are the headlines. The 2025 Africa Cup of Nations is at its climax tonight with the semi-finals being played. Tonight, at the moment, Egypt is taking on Senegal and host Morocco faces Nigeria later on. Following the official launch of Cameroon 2026 state budget, regional authorities across the country have begun rolling out the budget at the local level, with each region taking turns to officially present and implement its share in line with the national development priorities. That was it for the headlines, the developments and more coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure meeting you. I am Jackie Nyebele, your news anchor. The National Youth Forum is gradually taking shape. This morning, January 14, in Yaoundé, the Minister of Youth Affairs and Civic Education officially opened pre-forum activities with a ceremonial flag raising, followed by strategic discussions aimed at aligning youth policies with Cameroon's development vision. Micheline Bilowa and Stefan Akono for the report.
Held under the theme, Cameroonian Youth, a human capital with strong moral, civic and entrepreneurial values, at the heart of President Paul Biya's vision for a united, stable and prosperous Cameroon. The ceremony held today, January 14, marked the start of consultations ahead of the National Youth Forum. The event brought together heads of central, decentralized, attached and supervised services of MINJEC during a pre-forum conference focus on coordination and content development for the upcoming forum. At the center of discussion was the need for young people and institutional actors to fully understand and take ownership of existing national youth policies and strategic tools.
Last year we adopted the National Youth Policy. It's an operational plan. This is a youth plan, and the National Action Plan for Youth, Peace and Security. And as you know, the head of state during his swearing-in speech prescribed a special youth plan for the youth employment, special youth plan for youth employment. So all those strategic tools need to be appropriated by the staff of the ministry and young people themselves.
According to the minister, the forum aims to harmonize actions across all stakeholders in the youth sector, clarify responsibilities, and ensure effective implementation of these policies.
We start by this pre-forum, which aim at appropriating within the ministry and the young people have the same level of information and appropriate those tools and define their roles in the implementation of those important and strategic tools in favor of young people.
The pre-forum activities will pave the way for broader consultations involving other ministerial departments, development partners, and youth organizations as authorities seek to strengthen youth participation in national development.
Of the year ahead, authorities have officially launched the 2026 state budget allocation for the region, which amounts to 26 billion, outlining priority budget aimed at driving development despite a reduction in overall funding. Micheline Bilowa once more.
The governor of the East region, Gregoire Vogo, has officially launched the 2026 state budget and that of public entities for the region. From a national budget estimated at 8,816 billion francs CFA, the East region has been allocated just over 26 billion francs CFA. This allocation marks a decrease of 2,663,969,000 CFA francs compared to the previous year. However, regional authorities say the reduced budget will not affect the execution of key development projects with priority given to structuring initiatives and the promotion of youth and women. Among the flagship projects announced are the tarring of the Angosas-Mapang Road and the Baturing-Guratu Junction axis, expected to improve mobility and boost economic activity. In the education sector, plans include the construction of an amphitheater and administrative buildings at the University of Betua. Launching the budget, Governor Gregoire Vogo urged public and administrative officials to ensure diligence and efficiency in project execution, stressing that results on the ground remain the ultimate measure of success.
From the East region back to the Central region, healthcare delivery at the Oja District Hospital in Yaoundé is set to improve the following donation of medical equipment by the Cameroon Airports Corporation, reinforcing the hospital's capacity to respond effectively to the patient's needs. This was during a ceremony which was held yesterday, as you hear in the following report by Fabrice Kedinga.
At the Oja District Hospital in Yaoundé, solidarity has taken concrete form with the donation of medical materials and equipment by the Cameroon Airports Corporation. The initiative is aimed at reinforcing the hospital's technical capacity and improving quality of healthcare services offered to the population. Responding to a request from the management of the health facility, the public corporation officially handed over a consignment of essential medical equipment. The items include wheelchairs, bedpans, microscope, sterilizers, and several other materials critical for effective patient care and hospital operations. The donation is expected to significantly ease the working condition of healthcare personnel while enhancing the hospital's ability to manage patients, particularly those requiring specialized care and mobility assistance. The handover ceremony brought together administrative and municipal authorities, including the representative of the mayor of Yaoundé 4, the deputy sub-divisional officer, as well as the health officials and hospital staff. All praised the gesture, describing it as timely and impactful for the well-being of the local population. The initiative is not an isolated action. In 2025, the Cameroon Airports Corporation had already provided similar support to the Efulan District Hospital, demonstrating a sustained commitment to strengthening community healthcare structures. Through this donation, the Cameroon Airports Corporation once again reaffirmed its role as a socially responsible public enterprise, actively contributing to national development. By reinforcing the capacity of the Oja District Hospital, the initiative is expected to lead to improved healthcare delivery and better patients' outcome for the residents of Yaoundé 4.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Out of our borders, landslide has killed at least 13 people in the eastern Congo. Elsewhere, Nigeria plans to reverse inflation reporting after artificial spike in the country. The foreign news report is with Benjamin Afani.
A landslide in eastern Congo, precisely in the North Kivu province, yesterday 13 January 2026, has killed at least 13 persons and has left over 30 people missing. Witnesses say the landslide followed several hours of intense rainfall. Nature acted terribly and the entire hillside has collapsed, the sector chief of Buruti area told the Associated Press. Nigeria Statistics Authority says it will reverse its inflation reporting methodology. This expected jump comes from a technical quirk in which price data are overweighted, a factor that can temporarily push inflation to more than double. To address these concerns, Nigerian authorities say they will push revised figures and improve transparency around the seasonal adjustment and weighting methods behind inflation data.
In our sports page tonight, the new football season will kick off on January 24th after a 7-month break. According to the Cameroon Football Federation, several modifications will be implemented in both the MTN Elite 1 and 2 football championships. Fabrice Kedinga looks at the modifications in the following reports.
The Cameroon Football Federation has announced several modifications to the organization of the 2025-2026 M10 Elite 1 and 2 Football Championships as part of efforts to improve competition management and reduce operational challenges faced by clubs. For the M10 Elite 1 Championship, the new season will be played with 14 teams competing in a single pool format. Each club will play home and away matches, marking a total of 25 match days. The revised format aims to ensure better scheduling, improved competitiveness, and reduced congestion in the football calendar. According to FECAFOOT, the championship is scheduled to resume on January 24, 2026 and is expected to run until June. In the M10 Elite 2 Championship, FECAFOOT has introduced a two-pole system with teams divided into two groups. This adjustment is intended to significantly reduce travel costs and logistical difficulties, especially for clubs with limited financial resources. The Elite 2 season is set to begin 1 week after the Elite 1. Modifications have also been made to the promotion and relegation system. At the end of the season, the top teams in the Elite 2 will earn promotion to Elite 1, while the lowest ranked teams in the Elite 1 will be relegated. FECAFOOT says the revised framework is designed to promote merit while maintaining balance between the two divisions. Football authorities say the changes reflect lessons learned from previous seasons, which were marked by delays, financial strain, and organizational disputes. The federation has assured clubs, players, and supporters that the measures are being taken to ensure a smoother and more credible championship. As the new season approaches, attention now turns to the club, who are expected to adapt quickly to the revised formats in a bid to compete effectively in Cameroon's top-tier football championships.
Nigeria's Super Eagles face host nation Morocco in a high-stakes African Cup of Nations semi-final, with a place in the final on the line and both teams aiming to continue their impressive runs at the tournament. Fabrice Ketinga presents the statistics.
Nigeria take on host nation Morocco in the semi-finals of the Africa Cup of Nations, with a place in the final at stake for the winner. The Super Eagles enter the tournament as a team to beat, boasting an unblemished record of 5 wins from 5 matches. With 14 goals, they are also the tournament's top scorers, and with 2 games still to play, they sit just 2 goals short of the single tournament record of 16 set by Côte d'Ivoire in 2008. Much of that has been thanks to the contribution of star forwards Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen, who combined have scored 2/3 of Nigeria's total goal tally. The Super Eagles are aiming for their 9th AFCON final overall and only the 2nd consecutive appearance in the final in the nation's history. But they will have to do so without captain Wilfred Ndidi, who will miss the game through suspension after he picked up a 2nd yellow card in the quarterfinal victory against Algeria. Host Morocco arrived in the semi-finals having won 4 of their 5 games. Wally Rodriguez's side has relied heavily on Brahim Diaz for goals. The Real Madrid forward has scored in 5 consecutive matches, with his 5 goals counting for more than half of the Atlas Lions tournament total of 9. Where Morocco have truly excelled, however, is in defense, conceding just 1 goal. They boast competition's best defensive record. This semi-final marks Morocco's first appearance at this stage in 22 years. They will now aim to reach the final for only the 3rd time in their history, after winning the tournament in 1976 and finishing runners-up to Tunisia in 2004. This will be the 6th time the side faced each other at the Africa Cup of Nations and the first in 22 years, with their last meeting coming in the group stages of the AFCON 2004, where Morocco triumphed 1-0 thanks to Mustafa Hadji's goal. Notably, all 5 previous AFCON encounters between these two countries have produced a winner, with Morocco edging the head-to-head with 3 wins to Nigeria's 2.
This is the end of the 6:30 p.m. news live on BNews 1. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.